Hey guys, Doc Frank here. You may recognize me from TikTok or Instagram. I'm the founder of the Addiction Mindset program. We help people overcome THC, nicotine, and energy drink addiction. Although, as I say, anyone trying to improve their lifestyle, trying to improve their quality of life is more than welcome to join us, more than welcome to join in on this channel. So right now, this is video series number 3, and what we're doing is this is number 3 when going through this PDF. So those of you who have emailed me, you can go to AddictionMindset.com. You can send it to Doc Frank here at AddictionMindset.com. I send you this free PDF file, and this is really all you need. When it comes to quitting those addictions, a lot of people are able to overcome it just by watching my content and using this PDF file. Now, this is video number 3, walking through this PDF file. In video number 1, we talk about what is an addiction mindset. In video number 2, we go through some action steps about how you can start to quit and some of the things you have to do to begin quitting. And this being video number 3, we're picking up right here where it says the basics of withdrawal. So we're in video number 3 and we're picking up with the basics of withdrawal. We're going to talk a little bit about what you can expect to go through for the first 2 weeks, 3 or 4 days. It's going to vary person to person, but that's where we're picking up. So without further ado, once you decide to quit, you got to prepare yourself for some withdrawal. Guys, remember, nicotine is as addictive, according to the American Medical Association, as cocaine and heroin. So naturally, there's going to be a little bit of withdrawal with it. Now, I don't want to scare you guys. It's not that bad, okay? Remember, these products, nicotine, high concentration THC, they're in your blood. They're in your brain, okay? They're circulating. It takes time to get rid of these things. I tell people, nicotine receptors, when you smoke, when you use nicotine, and this is important to understand this, when you smoke and you use nicotine, those receptors that develop in your brain, they can live for up to 12 weeks. That's a long time. So I talk to a lot of people and they'll say, hey, Doc Frank, I tried quitting and I had a headache for 2 or 3 days. And most people, it's only 24 or 48 hours. But I'll tell them, yeah, of course you did. Think about the duration of time and how much you were using this product. It's going to take time to quit. It's going to take time to get through the withdrawals. This does not happen overnight. If it was that easy, we would have a lot less people smoking. Smoking would not be the leading cause of death right now, and one of the leading causes of death in the U.S. I think close to 500,000 deaths a year. So remember, the first 48 hours are going to be the hardest, okay? The first 48 hours are the toughest. You're going to have insomnia. You're going to be sweating. You're probably going to get a headache. You might feel like you're getting the flu. Those of you who are smoking, you might start coughing a lot. That's your lungs just kicking up all the crap. So first 48 hours are the toughest. For those who can go cold turkey, I usually recommend going cold turkey. Yes, the withdrawal is going to be a little more intense because you're not weaning off. But for me, I loved going through that feeling everything in the withdrawal. It made me not want to go through it again, right? Quitting was hard. It didn't feel good for me. And I made a mental note in my brain, okay, you don't want to do this again. It didn't work the first few times, but eventually that stuck. So I'll just kind of start with this. The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his or her future by merely changing his or her attitude. A lot of people go into quitting and they go into the withdrawal with, I think, the wrong attitude. It's, oh, woe is me, I have a headache. Woe, I'm sweating. I can't sleep. This is terrible. And it is. It sucks. It makes you feel bad. But again, if you're taking accountability and you're saying, hey, listen, I kind of got myself into this. I'm going to get myself out of this type of deal. If you can safely say that without, having trouble mentally or getting into too much depression or anxiety, do that, okay? You have to take accountability. Going through the withdrawal for nicotine, THC, and energy drinks is part of the process. We're not talking about alcohol or other drugs that can actually lead to death when you're going through withdrawal. We're not talking about that. So let's go through this. Day 1. The physical and emotional withdrawal symptoms will begin day 1, okay? They're going to last 24 to 48 hours. When it comes to dab card addiction, It's usually about 24 hours, I find. It's not that big of a deal. I think nicotine is much, much harder than quitting THC products. THC, remember, wasn't that addictive until we came out with these really high concentration things. Cravings will set in day one. Your body's going to keep craving the product over and over again. This is your brain releasing, it's craving dopamine. So every time you use nicotine, every time you use a high concentration THC, every time you drink an energy drink, your brain releases this neurotransmitter dopamine and serotonin, and that's what makes you feel good. So your brain is craving that. Now that you quit, your brain isn't getting that dopamine release, so you now have cravings, really bad cravings. Some simple things you can do to offset that. Go for a walk. Start doing light exercise. Sleep. Meditate. Eat something healthy. Eat a food that's high in protein. Eggs. Eggs have been shown to help release dopamine. Go get a massage. Go for some chiropractic care. A little biased, I'm a chiropractor. Eating foods rich in tyrosine, almonds, bananas, eggs, beans, fish. Things that are going to help to naturally raise serotonin and dopamine levels. My favorite things on there, going for a short walk, yoga, and then resting when I needed to rest. When you first quit, usually for the first 48 hours, you might find that you're a little wired. You have insomnia, you're up, you don't know what to do, your appetite's all screwed up. Sometimes you just need to take a nap and just kind of crash for a minute, okay? When dopamine levels drop, you're probably going to start to experience fatigue, apathy, lack of focus, forgetfulness, moodiness. I mean, you're definitely going to find that you're moody. Insomnia, sugar cravings may increase because sugar also releases dopamine. Low motivation. Yeah, those of you guys that are athletes, those of you guys that are doing stuff in school, you might notice an initial drop in your performance, but that's only initially. After you get through the first 2 weeks, the first few days even the first 5 days, you're going to notice a huge spike in your performance. I can't tell you the amount of people that talk to me and say, Dr. Frank, I tried quitting, I can't quit because my sports performance went down the first 2 days I quit. Of course it did. Of course it went down. Listen, it's been going down this whole time. Okay? It's been going down like crazy. It's only for the first few days. After you quit successfully long term, and I mean after 2 weeks, you're going to start to see a major improvement from where you were. So don't let that mess with you. It's one of the ways addiction messes with you. THC withdrawal, decreased appetite. I have another video talking about appetite. Mood changes, irritability, insomnia and sweating at night. You're probably going to have the night sweats and you're probably going to be up for a day or two. So make sure, like I talked about in video number 2, that you're filling your time appropriately. Headache, loss of focus, chills, depression, stomach and bowel discomfort, all very normal. For those of you guys that have greened out multiple times, those of you guys that are greening out, you might suffer a little more when it comes to the withdrawals. If you find that you're suffering from, I made a video on psychosis, depersonalization, and disassociation disorders, especially if you're exhibiting manic episodes or manic behavior, please go work with a counselor, go work with a therapist. We always try and approach this from a lifestyle standpoint, but you may need some additional help and some additional support, okay? Most cravings, guys, really good news about cravings when you're going through it. Most of them pass in 10 minutes. The problem is most people give in before 10 minutes. If you're at home, you get home at night and you're bored and you're having a craving, go for a walk. Literally, get up, go outside. I don't care if it's the dead of winter or summer. Go for a walk, okay? This is going to distract you. It's going to take your mind off things. Pick up your cell phone and call your friend while you're going for a walk, okay? Distract yourself. 10 minutes, most of the cravings will pass. Weight changes, I'll go into this another time in more of another video. When you quit nicotine, most people's appetites increase. When you quit THC, most people's appetites decrease, okay? But it can go either way for people. Just really focus on making sure, this is all I'll say right now, that you're eating healthy food that's nutritious. So oatmeal, eggs, boiled potatoes, fish, soup, meat, vegetables, legumes, quinoa, okay? Healthy proteins, healthy fats, healthy carbohydrates, okay? We want you guys to eat healthy food when you're quitting because your appetite's going to be a little mixed up. Sleep disturbances, these begin day one. You have to start to regulate your sleep cycle. When you don't sleep, your willpower goes down. When your willpower goes down, the chances of you relapsing the next day, that week, sometime soon, become higher. Okay, so it's really, really important that you start to regulate your sleep cycle. A lot of you guys are going to notice as you quit, your dreams are going to be a little funky, okay, probably really vivid, especially those of you quitting THC products, nicotine too, completely normal. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the crazy dreams. It can be a wild ride. Remember too, the insomnia, it's going to kick in. Make sure you find stuff to do and do stuff to support a healthy sleep. Now might be a time for you to stay off of social media, for you to start reading self-help books and motivational books at night, doing yoga classes, meditating. Do not drink to put yourself to sleep. We are not trading one addiction for another addiction. I get it. I get why people are doing it, but we're not going to be boozing all night long trying to knock ourselves out. No caffeine, I mean none at all. No caffeine, okay? Caffeine reinforces those nicotine receptors and the cravings. Avoid sugar before bed too. All those things are going to keep you up at night. You got to do everything you can to support a healthy sleep cycle. You might develop an ongoing cough. Of course, please go get this checked with your healthcare provider. You may need a chest x-ray. But when you first quit, it's fairly normal to get a cough, especially cigarettes, things like that. Flu-like symptoms may occur as well too. Cough, body aches. Oh my God, I was so sore when I first quit these things. My body killed. Other harmless issues as well. Fatigue. Fatigue is very common. After that initial phase of hyperreactivity, you're probably going to go through some phases of fatigue. Very normal. Your body's normalizing its cortisol levels, its dopamine levels. Again, it takes time. But listen, it's important to say this. Flu-like symptoms and coughing could be a sign or symptom of that mysterious lung illness that's going around with the vaping. So please, you may want to go get that checked with a healthcare professional, okay? Mood changes, very common. You're going to be moody, all right? There's no way around it. I talked about it in the other video. Tell the people that you love most that you're quitting because the chances of being moody are very high. You can be angry, crying, depressed, anxiety, manic. Listen, if your mood is really off, please go tell someone, work with a counselor, work with a therapist, especially those of you who are suffering from really, really bad depression. I need you to work with someone. One, because we have to treat that as a root cause that may be causing you to relapse, but we have to make sure that you quit safely. We have to make sure that you're quitting safely. Physical mood, yeah, you might have dizziness, blood pressure changes, numbness and tingling. Physical symptoms are very common. I know I had hypertension for years, then my blood pressure went down, then I had numbness and tingling, and they were assessing me for all types of other diseases. It all had to do with the withdrawal and the nicotine and all the bad stuff that was going into my body. So, guys, remember when you go through this, nicotine and these addictions made you feel this way. They made you feel this way, okay? You don't want to go through this again. Keep that in your mind. Think about how bad this stuff made you feel. Addiction creates lower lows. Addiction never creates higher highs. You think it does. You're always chasing that, but it doesn't. Addiction creates lower and lower lows. Remember how low this feels and try and avoid doing it again in the future. So guys, we summed up the PDF. There's 3 videos walking you through this PDF. Check them all out. And my next videos that you should go on to is where I talk about the second free PDF that I send you, where it talks a little bit more about addiction mindset and the importance of being part of a community. That's what we are here at Addiction Mindset. We're a community. We support each other, and that's what we're going to continue to be. So have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.